we are going to describe the incident when Jesus raised Jairus' daughter. First, we are going to read Luke chapter 8 from verse 41 to 42 and 49 to 56, the Revised Standard Version, to get the main points so that you can be able to describe easily towards the end of the video. And there came a man named Jairus, leader of the synagogue. He fell at Jesus' feet and begged him to come to his house. For he had an only daughter, about 12 years old, who was dying. And he sent a crowd pressed on him. As he went, the crowd pressed on him. While he was still speaking, someone came from the leader's house to say, "Your daughter is dead. Do not trouble the teacher any longer." When Jesus heard this, he replied, "Do not fear, only believe, and she will be saved." When he came to the house, he did not allow anyone to enter with him except Peter, John, and James, and the child's father and mother. They were all weeping and wailing for her. But he said, "Do not weep, for she is not dead, but sleeping." And they laughed at him, knowing that she was dead. But he took her by the hand and called out, "Child, get up." Her spirit returned, and she got up at once. Then he directed them to give her something to eat. Her parents were astounded, but he ordered them to tell no one what had happened. Remember, when you're describing in the exam, you write the paragraph because it's a description, not number. I'm just numbering so that you can be able to easily remember. Jairus, leader of the synagogue, begged Jesus to go and heal his 12 years daughter who was dying. Before Jesus went to Jairus' home, someone came from the leader's house to tell them a daughter had died. Jesus told them not to be afraid, believe that his daughter will be well. When he arrived at the home of Jairus, he took Peter, John, James, and the parents of the girl into the house. All people were mourning for the child. All people were mourning for the child. Jesus told them not to weep. She was not dead, but sleeping. They laughed at Jesus, knowing that she was dead. Jesus took the girl by the hand and told her to get up. Her spirit returned, and she got up at once. Jesus told them to give her something to eat. Her parents were surprised. Jesus told them not to tell anyone what had happened. Thanks, Lord, for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you. Lessons Christians learn from healing of Jairus' daughter. Number 1, Jesus' popularity grew. This is why a large crowd followed him. Number 2, opposition against Jesus was rising, and he did not want a miracle to be made public. Number 3, Christians should humble themselves before God like Jairus. Number 4, Jesus does not discriminate. This is because synagogue rulers were opposers of Jesus. And remember here, he was ready to help Jairus' daughter. And Jairus was a synagogue ruler. Number 5, God brings salvation to all those who seek him in faith. Number 6, Jesus is still Lord over life and death today. Number 7, Christians must never fear to ask for God's help when faced with desperate and hopeless situations. Significance of the raising of Jairus' daughter. Number 1, shows Jesus Christ has power over death. Number 2, it signifies future death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Number 3, it gives the believers hope after physical death. Number 4, it demonstrates the necessity to have faith in order to receive salvation. And number 5, it shows Jesus as having compassion for those who had bereaved, for those who are bereaved and suffer due to loss of loved ones. The woman who had bled for 12 years. Or sometimes it's called healing of a woman who touched Jesus' cloak. First, we are going to read Luke chapter 8 from verse 43 to 48. And then highlight on the main points as we describe healing the woman who had bled for 12 years. Now, there was a woman who had been suffering from hemorrhages for 12 years. And though she had spent all she had to physicians, no one would cure her. She came up behind him and touched the fringe of his clothes, and immediately her hemorrhage stopped. Then Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" When all denied it, Peter said, "Master, the crowds surround you and press in on you." But Jesus said, "Someone touched me. I noticed that power had gone out of me." When the woman saw that she could not remain hidden, she came trembling and falling down before him. She declared in the presence of all the people why she had touched him and how she had been immediately healed. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." That is the word of the Lord. Healing of the woman who had bled for 12 years. Jesus was on the way to Jairus' house, and a large crowd followed and pressed against him. Amongst them was a woman who had suffered from severe bleeding for 12 years. She had consulted doctors and she had spent all she had on physicians but was not cured. She walked behind Jesus and touched the hem of the garment of Jesus. Her bleeding stopped at once. Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" Everyone denied it, and Peter replied, "The multitude was pushing and pressing upon Jesus. It was difficult to know who had touched him." Jesus persisted that someone touched him. The woman who had touched Jesus came forward and fell at his feet and explained why she had touched Jesus and how she was healed at once. Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." The similarities in the raising of Jairus' daughter and the woman who had bled for 12 years. Number 1, Jairus' daughter was 12 years old, and the woman sick with the flow of blood had suffered 12 years. In both miracles, the recipients were women. In both, their situation made them unclean. The first one was hemorrhaging, and the second was death. Another similarity is that their situation, death, and flow of blood did not have a cure. Number 5, they received the miracle due to their faith. That is both of them. Both Jairus and the woman who had bled for 12 years were humble. The first one, that is Jairus' daughter, when he was told to get up, he did so humbly. And the woman who had bled for 12 years fell at Jesus' feet. Thanks a lot for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you.